loves, how are you guys doing? Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, you're most welcome. If you're a returning, you're also welcome, and thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate you. My name is Maggie, and today I want to talk about how much capital do you need to start Mtumba business. This is something that I always tell people. If you've come to my inbox to ask me how much you need to start, I'm sure I asked you, what exactly do you mean? Be more specific, right? This how much do I need to start Mtumba business, and how much do I need to buy my fast affordable bill? Those are two different things, right? Now, starting Mtumba business, you can start with as little as 500 bob. Okay, all you need to do is get the nearest market where you are, right? Go look for stuff that you can resell. For example, it's dresses. If it's dresses, go see if you can get dresses worth 100 bob each. With your 500 bob, you get 5. Come, we sell them for like 200 bob. You keep increasing your capital like that. All right. So increasing, starting your Mtumba business, you can start with as little as 500 bob. Okay. I always tell you guys, it depends on how much capital that you have. Okay. Don't let what someone tells you determine where you start. You can start with as little as 200 bob, 500 bob, 1000 bob. No one is limiting you. You start from where you can. You start from what you can afford. Okay. Because one thing I always say, Mtumba business is one of those businesses that doesn't limit you to like you need 100,000. No. You start with absolutely any amount that you have. Start and then grow small. Okay. And another thing I always say is that we have really grown to believe that we really trust Gikomba market, which is an amazing market, because I believe it's the biggest open air market that we have that sells secondhand clothing. But one thing I always say is also factor in your transport, right? It doesn't make sense to me that someone comes all the way from Machakos to go to Gikomba, and I believe around Machakos there's an area near you that is an open air market. Do you get it? Right? So go to the nearest market where you are, because you're also factoring in the transport that you're going to use when it comes to pricing. That is one thing that I believe I have mentioned severally, that you also need to factor in the transport that you're going to use as you are doing your pricing. So to make more sense as you are starting out, go to the market nearest where you are. If you're in Gong Road, go to Adams, go to Toy Market. Toy Market is very affordable. You know, one thing I've always noticed is a lot of people know Adams but do not know Toy, do not know that you need to go through Adams to get to Toy. And the funny thing is that, or rather the interesting thing is that some of the people that sell in Adams actually get their stuff from Toy Market. But a lot of people only go to Toy Market because Adams, because it's the easier option, right? You have things hanged for you, utakiko chagwa. But if you are starting out, if you're in your Barbara and Gong Road, go to Toy Market, right? If you're closer to Gikomba, go to Gikomba. If you're closer to go to the market nearest to where you are, because it's going to make so much sense for you when you're doing your pricing. Okay, now how much money do you need to buy your fast bill? Depends. Okay, do you want to open a bill from Canada? Do you want to open a bill from China? What is your target market? I always say, if it is for example, ladies is your target market, the smallest budget you can start with is 10 G's. Okay, 10,000. This can get you like a Chinese bill of like trench coats, yeah, which you can start reselling. Okay, you start from somewhere as you grow forward. And then again, also when you're telling someone how much do you need to start like your fast bill, also depends what's your niche. Do you want to start with dresses? Do you want to start with trousers? Do you want to start with blouses? Because something like dresses, the cheapest bill you can get for dresses Canadian is 18 G's. All right, so that should be your budget. If you're planning to start with dresses, that can get you like a bill of mini dresses, and then you go ukiongezea juu 20, 24, 28, go up to 50 G's. There are several bills of dresses that I believe I mentioned in my previous video. If you want to know the dresses that we have, you can go watch that video. So starting Mtumba business really depends on how much capital do you have, how much money are you willing to spend. All right, because I can't be the one to tell you you need to start with 100,000. What if you don't have that at 100,000? And then again, I tell you need to start with 100,000. What if you start with 100,000 and you never recover? Do you get what I'm saying? So it really depends on you. That's really a personal thing, and I try to advise as much as I can, but I also say this is a personal thing, because how much, I don't know how much you're having. And another thing that we need to know, just like any other business, even Mtumba business is a risk. Okay, you might get a bill that you open and you're feeling, hey, this bill is not so good to me, is not as good as I had hoped, like it didn't go as good as I mean, it's business, right? Just like any other business, Mtumba is also biashara ya kawaida. Don't take it to be biashara yenye haiwezi kukuchoma. Inaweza kukuchoma if you don't put in the effort, if you don't know how to do your pricing, if you don't know, like, there's a lot of things that can make you not recover a bill. I mean, if you lack patience, several things. Okay, so capital really is something that you need to, like, you personally need to figure out, you personally need to decide, then approach your seller. All right, but if kuchagua, it's kuchagua pieces, depends also on your budget. If you have something like 10 G's, you can decide to start with like what can I call it, wholesalers, right? Like, for example, I open a bill, you tell me I want several pieces, I kusanya my camera pieces for you, and I give you on wholesale. There's several ways that you can start. If you don't want to go to the open market, that's the good thing about business nowadays. You have several options that you can actually start with, so you're not limited. You're not limited to where exactly you can start or what you need to start with. So that is what I really feel about capital. You shouldn't limit yourself to capital, and you should also be as realistic as possible. All right, no one can really dictate to you how much capital you need to start. Well, I can give you an idea, right? I can tell you this could be okay, but do not let that be the determining factor of how much you need to start. How much you need to start with is really a personal thing. All right, it's like me asking you, how much are you willing to lose? Do you get what I'm saying? How much are you willing to lose? Because business, just like any other thing, tunaenda na imani, right? Tunaenda na imani, hoping and praying that it's gonna go well. So what if it doesn't go well? What if it was not the business meant for you? Because another thing, you also can't force yourself in, for example, in Mtumba business, and it's not for you. If it's not for you, unakubali tu na unasonga mbele mbele. You get it? So that is one thing that I really think we should factor in when you're planning to start Mtumba business. It's a personal thing, just like any other business. It's a personal thing. All I can do is give you an idea, right? So the idea that I've given you, if unataka kwanza kuchagua, you can start with as little as 200, 500, 1,000. Okay, if you're planning to open bills, you can start with 10,000 moving forward. But any bill below 10 G's, hapo napo kidogo ngumu ku advise. Okay, so yeah, that's just all I needed to say for today's video. If you have not subscribed to the channel already, kindly consider subscribing. I will really appreciate it. Give this video a thumbs up, share it with whoever needs to watch this video, so that at least they can have an idea of what exactly they need to have, or what exactly they need to plan, okay, before they start their biashara. Okay, so I will see you guys on my next video, which is probably gonna be very soon. God bless you guys. Do take care of yourselves, and yeah, I'll see you on the next. Bye bye.